And let's take a look at this. Is that going to drain, or is it still going to come down this way? A lot of it's still coming down. But I think if we keep digging right here, I mean, we got time. We're waiting on those drains to drain the water out anyways. We might as well dig some of it out and help this water expedite its path down the hill into the river there. If it wasn't a river before, it's going to be very soon once all this runoff gets there.
Breaking update. The convenience store is dry again. Our plunger-equipped hero has once more bullied the flood into submission. One resident told us,
I secured 3 packs of toilet paper, but it's all soggy!
Tragic. Meanwhile, the mountain has entered the chat. A landslide above the farm is sending water straight into the farmhouse and barn. If you're volunteering, bring digging equipment, because apparently, we're farming mud now.
Welcome back to DrainSim, everybody. Where we last left off, we drained out the convenience store, got it all cleaned up, got all the water out. Next, we have the farm. I'm going to pick up a couple of pieces of equipment here. I think I'm going to buy another generator and another pump. Actually, let me see how many pumps we have. So we've got 3 jetties, 3 Mark II pumps, and 1 Mark I pump. So I'm going to just get as many pumps as I can. Let's see how much money. We've got 890. Let's just buy 2 Mark I pumps, the regular ones. And let's dive into this mission. Let's grab these pumps, make sure we've got equipment. So we've got 6 pumps now and 3 generators. Dang, I still didn't get an inflatable barrier. I keep meaning to do that like every episode, but hopefully we won't need it this one. Let's dive right in. Thanks for tuning in today. All right, here we are at the farm. I guess first things first, let's grab a couple of tools here. I'm going to grab the rake. Let's grab the shovel. Grab the wrench if we need it. Oh, I didn't grab the rake. I grabbed the squeegee by mistake. Let's grab a couple of pumps. We'll grab the nice Mark II pumps, grab a Jenny, and a cable. What have we got? Slot for 2 more items. Let's grab the squeegee and the vacuum. Alright, let's just take a quick tour of this place, see what we're dealing with. Obviously, we're dealing with a lot of water. We probably need to look for drains first, see if we can unclog any drains. This water is pretty deep right here. We've got water standing all the way up out to here. We've got some high ground. Maybe we could run around. Oh, okay, that's the edge. That's as far as we can go. Okay. I was going to say maybe we could take some water and pump it up here, but it wouldn't take much for it to flow back down into our flooded area and reflood it, so that may not be an option on that side. Oh, did I see bubbles right there? I did. That means there is a drain. I can't really see it. Oh, there it is. Alright, let's unclog that. Some of this water can start draining. What do we got here? Oh, is this like a little... I don't know what this is supposed to be, but like a little wall? Barrier of some kind? Let me pull up my map. Can I see any other drain? Oh, there are no other drains back here. So we have the backyard, the front yard, on the other side. Yeah, right here is the front yard. Are there any other drains? Is there only one? Oh, no, there's another one over here. Oh, in the barn? Would it be in the barn or on the outside of the barn? Oh, I see the bubbles. There it is. Boy, this is deep stuff right here. Alright, we'll unclog that drain. Oh gosh, that looks like all the drains. So we've only got 2 drains on this. We're going to probably have to rely on our pumps pretty heavily to get the water out of here. Let's get an idea of what... Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that's a ton of water. Oh, that's not good. We're not going to be able to drain that. We're going to have to pump this and block it, right? Yeah, we're going to need to set up a... Let's go ahead and put a pump in here. We're going to need it. We'll just put it there for now. Let's get a generator up here, and we're going to need to block that off with an inflatable barrier, I think. Oh, we've got like a river, a stream that flows along the side of the property here. So if we block that off, we'll probably drain the water up and over the top of this. So let's go ahead and put down another pump right here. And we're going to drain this water, kind of low spot here. Drain it up and, over the top, like that. And I can go ahead and connect that one and get it turned on. At least start taking some of the water out of here. Turn that on. Turn this on. And I feel like a priority... Yeah, there's that water. Okay, let's get our priority on this inflatable barrier to stop some all this water running off down into the valley here, flooding everything. Alternatively, there may be some water's flowing off in this direction. Is that flowing into that stream? Oh, it is. It is. So this is going to be another spot where we can get rid of water. We'll try and set up a pump over here and pump the water out towards the river on that side as well. But we got to get, I think first thing we need to worry about is getting an inflatable set up. Let's grab this. Might as well grab another pump and another Jenny. Let's grab that. And let's go set up this inflatable first. Alright, I'm thinking I'm going to try and set this inflatable barrier up right along here. That seems to make the most sense. And we need to connect this hose for it to our pump. Get on the pump. No, not at the top of it. Get on the bottom of it. Oh, come on. There we go. Alright, now turn this pump on. And that should start inflating this, Oh, I didn't connect power to it. You gotta connect it first, Jimmy. There we go. Now it's got power. And turn it on. And now this should start inflating this barrier. And hopefully that will stop the majority of this water running off down into the farm. And then we can set up a couple of pumps up here to pump it all out. Well, I don't know that we really need to pump it out, though, do we? Because if this barrier holds, the water should just flow up and over on its own. We'll have to test that out once this barrier gets up and running. But we're definitely going to need to leave this barrier here. We'll probably set up some more pumps down below to pump the water from one end of the farm out to the other, is what I'm thinking I'm going to end up doing. Pumping it, try and get all the water towards this stream. Alright, the barrier is almost done, and it does look like it is going to hold and keep most of the water from going down the hill. So that's good. We'll give this another minute to set up and fully inflate. And yeah, I can see the water is already starting to flow over on its own. And there it is, the barrier just finished inflating. So let's grab this. Let's just pick this pump up. We don't need it here. Do I have space for anything else? No, not right now. Alright, so let me go ahead and set up this next Jenny and pump. I think I'm going to put it over here and try and direct some of this water out this way and get it flowing down this hill into the stream. And it looks like it's already starting to, but it eventually, now that we've stopped all the water from coming down the hill, this water will eventually stop flowing over since it's not receiving any more input. So we're going to have to manually pump this out. So let's set up our Mark II pump here. And in theory, all we really have to do is get it up and over that hill, right? I'm going to run it as far away as we can. I guess that's about as far as I can go. And we'll go ahead and set up 2 pumps back here. And pump them both out in this direction. Set up a generator. Put it up on this hill. Connect our power source to it. Connect that one. Let's connect the other one. Alright, now let's turn it all on. And we should start seeing all this water. Yeah. I'm just going to keep an eye on it for a second to make sure it is all going down to the river. Looks like that's going to work. I just don't want too much of it collecting right here and then flowing back over this little hill here. That won't work at all if it does that. That looks like it's working. All right. So I guess the next thing we need to do is find another low spot, set up another Jenny and a couple more pumps, and see if we can pump the rest of this water out. Just want to make sure there's no more drains. I really am only able to see 2 drains, which kind of sucks, I guess. It's very limiting on how much water we can manually drain out of here. And the problem is this pump is not at a low spot. If you look, the water's deeper right here than where this drain is. So the water down here will never drain into that drain. It'll never flow into that drain because it's got a low spot. So we'll eventually have to pump that out, I think. All right, and we had another drain back here, and I'm just going to double check to make sure I didn't miss anything. But yeah, that's the only 2 drains on the whole level. So we're going to heavily rely on our pumps for this one, I guess. Glad we got another Jenny and a couple extra pumps for this level. Alright, so again, this one here is not exactly on the lowest spot. It looks like it might actually be deeper over here. Yeah, it's deeper right here than it is where that drain is at. So again, that's going to have another low spot that we're going to have to manually pump out. So I guess let's go ahead and grab a generator. And how many more pumps do we have? We have 3 more? Actually, no, we have a 4th one up on that hill still. We left it up there. So I think what I'm going to try and do is kind of daisy chain the low spots to our pump towards the creek. That might be the fastest way to do this. So if we, like, set this down in a really low spot, like right there, and drain it towards the, we'll put one right there, and then wherever it ends, I'm going to try this. Wherever it ends, I'm going to grab it. I'm going to put a pump down right where that water is going to be pumping out, and I'm going to pump it towards this direction. How far will this go? All right, to there. Looks like as far as it'll go. Do I have another pump? I've got another pump. Let me grab it. I'm gonna grab this pump and generator up here and take it down and see if we can kind of daisy chain some of these pumps together, and hopefully that will get the water out of here faster. Let's grab this pump right here, because yes, it is draining over the top on its own. This pump is not needed. Actually, hang on, is there anywhere we can dig up here? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. I probably didn't even need that barrier. I could have dug this out. Because if we stop the water right here, it doesn't even go down to the farm. Well, I guess it's cool that there's multiple ways you can accomplish the same goal. Like if you didn't have any inflatable barriers, you still wouldn't be stuck on this level. You could still get past it. You just come up here and dig, right? That's good to know. There's multiple ways to accomplish the same goal. And let's take a look at this. Is that going to drain, or is it still going to come down this way? A lot of it's still coming down. But I think if we keep digging right here, I mean, we got time. We're waiting on those drains to drain the water out anyways. We might as well dig some of it out and help this water expedite its path down the hill into the river there. If it wasn't a river before, it's going to be very soon once all this runoff gets there. Oh yeah, that's working now. None of the water's going down that way at all. Look at it, it's all flowing down this little man-made canal I've dug. So, well, that's good. That's good to know at least. We probably didn't. It probably means we didn't need to do any of this up here. But yeah, let's grab this Jenny up here now. Let's take that pump and the Jenny that we had here. We don't really need them up here at all. Let's take them down here and see if we can daisy chain a few of these pumps. We are making progress, it looks like, down here. Oh yeah, look at that water flowing. Wow. Okay, those pumps are really pulling the water out. That's cool. Alright, so next we need to set up another generator probably back in this area. Can I stack it? Ooh, I can put one right here. We'll try that. We know they don't work very well underwater. Alright, so we got this pump here, which is actually not in a low spot. I thought it not as low as I thought it was. Let's see if we can grab it. Let's pick it back up and replace this one. All that water is eventually going to end up right here in this lower spot. So now let's see if we can flow this one down. It's going to end up in this low spot here. And then we'll place a pump here where all this water is at. And we'll take it out towards these other two and see if we can kind of, you know, daisy chain a few of these, speed this process up a little bit. I don't know if this will work. It's worth a shot, though. Alright, so let's connect this one here. Turn you on. Turn that on. You're probably not going to be able to see it very well because it's going to be underwater, but it is flowing more water to these two pumps. Because these two pumps are going to be able to pull massive amounts of water out. And now we need to connect this one. Hope this cord will reach. They seem to be pretty long. We've played around with it a bit in the other episode, so make sure this drain stays open. I'll need to go check that other drain too to make sure it's still flowing. There we go. And now we need to connect this one here, which means I need a generator. Let's put it down. Let's connect a cable to it. And then connect that there. Turn that one on. And that should start draining this lower area right here around the front of the house. Going to pump it towards this one. This pump is going to grab it and push it this way. And that pump is going to grab it and push it that way. And then those two pumps at the end are going to take all the water out towards the stream. So in theory, this should work. I guess we have to wait and find out, but in theory, this should work. We'll give this a couple minutes. Let me go check this drain back here and see if we can help some of this water along in other areas, if there's anything else we can do. Other than just wait now? Oh, we're already making big progress. We can see all these planters back here. Oh, you know what these remind me of? These remind me of, like, the pumpkins in Vane and the little planters in Vane. I wonder if they're using, like, the same assets. Kind of looks like they might be. Kind of looks like it. I don't know. These trees and plants are different, but that one right there really looked like the pumpkin plants from Vane, and these planters especially. We may have to drain this out. This little... I don't know what this is supposed to be. Maybe it's like a compost pile, and it's just filled with water. A little compost box. Do we have any water back here we need to drain? Let me pull up my map. There is a little bit showing. So I guess there's a low spot. Oh, like right there? Oh, hit tab. Yeah, there's a little water. I don't know if this is counting. We'll probably use the squeegee or something and get the water out with that, or the vacuum. Yeah, we've got the squeegee and the vacuum, so I could try and... Oh, this is the vacuum. Let me get this. That's the rake. There's the squeegee. See if we can push this water out of this little low-lying area over into the yard where it can be drained with the rest of it. If not, we'll just use the vacuum to try and help it along. This looks like it's working, though. Yeah. That might work. Yeah. Some of that water's flowing. Cool. Okay, we'll do this a couple more times then. Hopefully this will account for some of the backyard. It is showing backyard while you look up at the top left. It is showing that this is part of the backyard. So draining this would help the rest of the backyard overall to get to a lower level. And then we just drain everything out of the backyard with the pumps. That's what I'm thinking. I'm going to vacuum this. Might be faster. Yeah, that vacuum really seems to work well. I like it. Plus, it's kind of satisfying. You sit here and hold tab, you can see all the water getting sucked up. It's pretty neat. There's like a little pond back here with all the water. Too cool. Too cool. Alright. That's full. Let's go dump this in the river. Oh, look at this. We are making huge progress. All I did was go dump that water out of the vacuum, and look, this is all empty now. Wow. So the barn is nearly drained, the barn area at least. This is just outside the barn. Yeah. Look at that. That's making big progress. Now, this is probably still receiving water from over here. Oh, look at that. There's so much less water here already. Wow, that's working very well. Too cool. Okay, so this is like the deepest area right now. Let me make sure this drain stays empty. And yeah, this drain can probably drain all the water back here. We are definitely going to have to pump it all from this area. So it's a good thing we set up this pump first down here in the deep spot. Go ahead and get it started. We can clearly see all the high and low areas now. Get an idea for what's going to take the longest to drain. I'm just going to kind of help it up, not with a rake. I'm just going to kind of help everything out with the vacuum, pick up water where I can, get one area drained, then move to the next. I think this is probably how we're going to solve this. This mission may not be that hard. This may be actually easier than the last one. Oh yeah, the inside of the barn is almost completely drained. It probably would be if we weren't flowing all the water from over here on the front side, the front yard of the house. We still have a couple of low spots that are still collecting water, but for the most part, the garden area is nearly done. I'm going to use... Do I have any more pumps? I don't. So I'm just going to use the vacuum and try and pull the water out of this little... I don't know, I'm going to call it a compost bin here, if I can. Just vacuum the water out of here and see if I can drain this garden manually and then use the pumps for everything else, because it looks like it's all working. Just going to take a couple more minutes here. I think we're nearly done. Oh yeah, this front yard is nearly drained. This one right here is just probably about... let me turn that light off. That's a little bright. This one right here is just about to run out of water, so let me move it into this little deep hole here where the water is pooling up a little bit, and we'll flow it over to the same spot. I got to reconnect it now. Plug it in. Slightly better spot here. And we'll flow the rest of this water out. I'm going to switch to the squeegee and kind of push the rest of this water right here towards it. And it looks like we just finished the garden. Yep, garden is done. So all the water drained out of the garden. Let me make sure this drain stays clear. Pretty much all the water out of here. I'm going to run back through the vacuum in just a minute. But let me push the rest of this water from here into this little pump, and this area right here is nearly finished as well. It looks like we got a little bit of water coming from the other side of the house. If you look really carefully, you can see the water flowing from over here down into that. So, I mean, that is the lowest area, so we may actually start pushing some of this water to help speed that up a little bit. We'll get this front yard done, and the garden's done, and then all that's left is the barn and the backyard area, and we're just about finished. This one is going to be actually kind of easy. The only thing that slowed us down was that stream up at the top. If we'd have figured that river out sooner, gosh, we could have done this in just a couple minutes. Would have been done over fast. One thing I just noticed, this backyard still has a lot of water in it in the backyard, so I probably need to take that pump that's in the front yard and move it back here to move some of this water back here. Or I could just manually vacuum it, I guess, but that might take longer. The only thing is, the water from the backyard is still flowing down into this. Although it's slowing down, you can hear that pump starting to sputter where it doesn't have it doesn't have enough water overflowing the pump to keep the pump full, so it's starting to suck on air a little bit there. But we're just about finished. Looks like the barn still, of course, has water in it. We're flowing that out. Just taking a little bit of time here. We are making progress. Everywhere I look, the water is noticeably lower every time I walk through here. Yeah, this is almost done. I think I am going to turn this one off. Let's just turn it off for now. And let's try and pick up this water from back here in the backyard and just like manually pick some of this up a couple of times. And yeah, look, you can see that meter up at the top left like getting lower as I'm sitting here vacuuming up the water. So I don't think it's going to take very much to get this backyard drained, and then we'll turn that pump back on in the front yard so that the water can completely drain out of the front yard, because it's only receiving water from the backyard right now. There we go. There's the backyard all finished up. Pretty much got it all vacuumed up. I'm going to vacuum up just a little bit more until my pump fills, or until my vacuum fills up here. Get the last little bit of this standing water in the backyard, and that is done. Now we just have this water a little bit left right here in the front yard. I am going to... That pump is working. Pump is working good here. They're all kind of staying with a little bit of water. Let me dump this last of this vacuum out, and I think I'm going to just start by going around and slowly start turning off each pump and picking them up and just manually vacuuming out the little low-lying areas where the pumps can't quite get to all the water. And we should just about have this wrapped up. What's left over here in the front yard? So the little bit that's right here flows over into where this pump is at. And yeah, it is sputtering now, so I'm just going to cut it off, and I'm just going to manually pick up the rest of this water right here. And this front yard should pretty much be done now. Let's hold tab here so we can kind of get an idea of where the water's pooling at. We can vacuum this up out of the front yard. Grab the little bit right here. And there's the front yard done. Sweet. Now we've got that pump is off, so next is this one, and it is just about to run out of water to pick up, so that'll be the next one. I'll shut it off once it starts sputtering. We'll manually vacuum the last little bit of water out of there. We dump this vacuum out, and we'll just keep working our way towards the end here, gradually turning off each pump as we go. All right, this one right here is starting to sputter. Let me turn this one off, and I'm just going to manually vacuum up this little water right here next to it. It wasn't quite in the lowest spot, I guess. Pretty close to it, though. See if we can drain out this barn, and we're pretty much done. This is the last little area. Well, I mean, the whole barn, I guess, but this is the front, what would you call this? The front side of the barn? Front side of the barn. We've got the inside of the barn still has a little teensy bit of water left in it, and then this little stuff over here. I think I'm ready to cut all the pumps off and just manually clean up the rest of it because it is almost done. Yeah, look, that is just the slightest amount of water it says left in the barn. So let me just cut them all off. I'll cut that one off. I'm going to cut this one off, and I'm just going to manually pick up the rest of the water, and we should be done. Just get these little low spots right here and there. Vacuum all this up, because it's not going to hit a drain anyway, so we are going to have to get it out of here one way or the other. And we certainly can't have a pump in every single little low spot. And there it is. That's the barn. We're all done. That wasn't very hard at all. That level was probably actually a little bit easier than the convenience store, if I'm being honest. But we did have more generators and pumps for this level, too. So daisy chaining those together seemed to be the way to do it. Seemed to be the trick, at least. Back at the garage.
Rain update. Still raining.
Still raining.
The farm has been cleared, and the farmhouse and barn are back on solid ground.
Yep.
Credit goes once again to our plunger-equipped specialist. We
Thank
asked the
you,
farmer
thank you.
for comment. He said,
I would have handled it myself, had it under control. Just been real busy. Next thing I know, water's gone.
busy, man.
Sure.
Anyway, the rain hasn't stopped, and now the parking garage downtown is completely flooded.
Parking
Several
garage.
cars are fully underwater. If you parked on the lower level, your vehicle now identifies as aquatic. More updates soon.
Your vehicle identifies as aquatic. Oh, that's the end of that level. We tackled the barn, got the farmhouse all cleaned up, got all the water drained out. That was pretty fun. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss a future episode. Hit the thumbs up button if you like this video. It lets me know you enjoy the content and you'd like to see more. And we'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching.